So, what I want to talk about in this example is what's called CSG meshes, which I always forget what this actually stands for. So let's look it up. Um, Constructive solid geometry. And if you've done 3D modeling in the past, basically what this is Boolean modeling. So you can take shapes and then sort of use them to either add together or cut out from each other. So the sort of like best use case example for this, I think, is like making like a tunnel or some kind of like or no, there's a lot of different ways interesting things you can do with this, but the one I'm going to do is I'm going to make like a little tunnel. So I'm going to get rid of this like wall. Actually, let's make a little double wall like this. Okay. I'm not going to make this perfect. I'm just going to do this. Okay, so let's imagine we get through this like kind of boring little maze scene. And what we want to do at the end, this is just an example. I'm just using the scene I already have open just to make things faster, is I want like a little tunnel. So it'll have like a little bit of a different vibe. So what I'm going to do for this is use some CSG prototyping. And this is a little tricky because you have to get the process right. Our scenes are very small, so you're not going to run into issues with this, but if you have like a very complex scene and you don't do this right, you're going to kill the performance. So I'm going to try to like bookmark or earmark performance issues as I go. But ultimately, what we want to do is model something with CSG and then turn it into a regular mesh so that we're not doing all the CSG calculations every frame. Okay, so let's make a new little folder called CSG tunnel. So if you add a mesh, when you add a new node, if you look for mesh, we've been using this mesh instance 3D, but you can see there's also this thing called the CSG mesh 3D. And if we search for CSG instead of mesh, then we're actually going to see a few other options here. So there's CSG primitives like box, cylinder, mesh, polygon, sphere, torus, etc. And then there's CSG combiner. This is what we use to combine two parts of our CSG. So I'm going to start with a combiner because we need to combine primitives. And so if we add a combiner, I'm going to move this guy over here to where I want it to be. Although it doesn't actually really matter where this is. Well, it sort of does. Okay, so let's move this here. So then you can see there's a little warning. It says this is empty, and it says blah blah blah. You need to add some shapes. Okay, so we need to add some shapes. Let's actually move this over here so we can design it before we connect it to stuff. Oh, whoops. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's add a couple shapes. So I'm going to hit Command A or Control A, and let's add a box. I'm going to zoom in on this. So now you can see the CSG box, and you can use the red dots to change the size of the box, or you can just set the size here. So I could set it like 8 by 8. Whoa, that's big. And it draws from the middle, just like our other uh, objects. Okay, so now we have a little CSG box. That's cool. Now the fun part is when we add new shapes and we use the combiner to connect them together. So I'm gonna click on the combiner again and hit Command A, and now I'm gonna look for a cylinder and click Create. Um, and let's hide my box for a second. Let's look at this cylinder. Let's rotate it like that. And I'm going to make the radius or the height 24 and the radius is, let's make it a little less than 8. We'll do 7. Okay, now I have this cool cylinder. And if I bring my box back, Okay, the cylinder actually needs to be a little smaller. So let's bring the radius in and we'll bring it up a little bit. And I'll make it a little longer than the box just so we can see the edges coming out. Okay, so now we can kind of see the basics of what this shape is going to look like. And so from here, now what I can do is click on the combiner and change the operation. So the union operation is just going to add these guys together. But if I change this to intersection or subtraction, it should subtract them. Maybe I need to move this up here. Intersection, no. Okay, I might have forgotten a step. I haven't done this in a while. Let's see. Did I forget a step? Or maybe I have to set something cylinder. Oh, here we go. Okay. Um, let's reset this. Let's go to cylinder and set this to subtraction. Okay. And box. Oh, and then I think box needs to go. There it is. Okay. Okay, I got the steps wrong, but we got there. So CSG Combiner 3D, don't worry about this. Leave this however it is. The order matters. So if we start with box and leave the, and we don't, we don't care about box, then we go to cylinder and we change this to subtraction, it'll cut the cylinder out of the box. If I move the cylinder up, that doesn't work anymore. So the order of our CSG matters. Obviously, this can get a lot more complex. I could duplicate my cylinder and move it around like that, and duplicate my box and move that around, and now I've got this like weird thingy. So you can get pretty complex pretty quick. And then basically now, what I can do is actually use this as a prototype. Again, this is going to kill your performance if you do this a lot. But what I can do is I can put my CSG guy here, and then I can actually bake a collision shape. So if I bake a collision shape, it's going to make a collision shape that matches this mesh. And then if I need to put that collision shape in a static, and it'll interact with the player. So this baked collision shape is sort of like when you bake the collider for a regular mesh. It's not going to change if I change my CSG. So if my CSG is still unbaked, it's still, the CSG thing, but my collision shape is not. So if I make changes to the CSG, I have to rebake my collision shape. But my collision shape also is just a shape. It needs a static to actually collide with the player. So I'm going to click on my tunnel instance and then create a static. And I'm going to put the CSG baked collision shape in there and then turn the collision layer to platform. And now I think this will run. Let's move my player over here because we want to test. So I'm going to move my player right here so I don't have to run through the whole maze. Okay, there's my tunnel. And I should be able to walk around in here. Okay, so cool. Now I'm in a tunnel. It needs some light, but otherwise it's pretty cool. So this is how we can make like sort of more interesting geometries and shapes. You don't just have to do subtraction. It's sort of more useful in some ways. Like it's easy to like add stuff together, but subtracting stuff is what you can't really do with regular geometry. Oh no, I'm stuck. Don't don't leave tiny gaps in your game like that. Okay, that wasn't so bad. All right. So that's the basic idea. So now the thing that's nice is obviously my original thing wasn't perfect. So what I can do is I'm just gonna I don't need to delete the static. Actually, the static is still useful. What I need to do is delete the shape, and then I'm gonna take my collision guy, and the position doesn't matter, but I'm gonna reposition it, and then um, uh, let's make sure that it's like that. And then let's say I just like for example, want to make it longer, I can like bring this box way out. Now I'm making uh, like a crucifix. Maybe this will become like a religious game. Anyway, now if I change the CSG, remember I have to update the shape for the static body. So again, I could just go to CSG bake collision shape and throw that into the static body, and now it's going to work. And again, it needs some lighting, but um, oh, I missed the arms. There it is. Okay, cool. Um, so then here's the last step. So um, the CSG combiner, all this stuff is like doing a lot of math. It's doing all this Boolean math to calculate the mesh. Fortunately, it's not doing that with the collision shape because that would be crazy. But it is still doing it with the mesh. So it's using a lot of work to do the mesh. We don't want to do that. So once we're done and we're like, this is the shape I want, I'm all good. What we want to do is click on our CSG combiner, go to CSG and bake mesh instance. This is just going to make a mesh that matches the geometry that we created and is just a regular mesh with regular geometry. So it's better for the performance of the scene. And then we can either hide our original CSG mesh if we think we might want to use it in the future, or you can just delete it. So let's run it one more time, and we can see that is working fine. Maybe we need to put like a well, okay, yeah. So if I want to make a change again, this is actually a good example. Let's say I want to put like a little skylight in my little crucifix part of um, my maze. What I want to do is delete the baked mesh because remember, if I change it, I have to update the mesh. The static body actually is not going to have to change here because I'm just going to add a hole in the top. So let's take one of our cylinders, our short one, and duplicate it. And let's move it over here and bring it up. And whoops. And I'm going to rotate it up like that. And then I'm just going to bring it up here like that. So I'm going to make like a little skylight. That's kind of nice. Add some light in here. This is actually kind of cool looking. Okay. So now I can see if that looks good. Yeah, that looks kind of cool. And I can't get up there anyway, so I don't really care that my collision shape is still the same. And yeah, that's kind of fun. So now I'll rebake. So I'll click on my CSG combiner again, go to CSG and bake mesh instance. And now I can turn off the CSG to save my performance. And now we've just got a regular mesh with some cool holes and some cool little tunnels. And now I can, do some more cool geometries. Okay. So yeah, that's CSG. There's obviously like tons of other stuff you could do with that. I just wanted to give like a quick example. But yeah, that's the basic idea. Any questions or anything I should repeat or review? Okay. I'm gonna stop the recording.